Hi YouTube, I'm Aiman, and welcome back to one of my Fix-It videos. In this video, I'm going to talk about why your electric dryer may or may not be heating up or producing heat or, well, drying your clothes. And I'm going to talk about ways to diagnose your problem. There are a few common reasons why your dryer may not produce any heat, and that's because of there might be a problem with the thermal fuse, or with the heating element, or with the high limit thermostat, or with the cycling thermostat, or even with the main control board, just to name a few of them. So the most common problem is usually a thermal fuse, and my dad was sure of that. And behind me is our LG DLE 5977S. And for 10 years, it was working fine. We had some other problems, but as for heating, we didn't really have any problems for those 10 years. And finally, it broke. So we replaced it with some aftermarket parts, as you can see here. And then it worked for a year, and then it broke again. So here we are now. And I want to show you guys in this video just the thing that my dad thinks he overlooked. And we found out to be the root cause of the problem. So here's what we found. So if you look down here into this vent duct here, you can see all this lint around this tube. And on the other side, for this dryer, where it all comes from, you can see it's all clogged with that lint material. It's kind of like it feels like insulation material. And back a year ago when my dad was fixing the dryer, he actually had a problem similar to this, and he vacuumed and cleaned it all up. However, it looks like he didn't do a good enough job, or that there was another problem that caused all this lint to build up. And if we look at this, when it talks about the thermal fuse here on his paper, it says that the thermal fuse can blow if it's clogged. And this clog right here could be, or should be, why the thermal fuse is blown. The plan here is probably simple and straightforward. We're going to just remove this vent duct here. Then we're going to clean and vacuum the piping up here. Then we're going to replace it with this new aluminum vent duct that we have here. And we're probably going to clean this out, vacuum it, and we could probably use it as a spare. So I don't want to show you a step-by-step disassembly because different dryers are different. But on this particular model, there are screws on the back that you just have to remove to take the top off. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we took the top off. This is what it looks like inside. And just want to continue taking all the parts off until you get to the bottom. We took the door out. Now we just need to remove this, and this to get to the bottom. So we took apart the dryer, and this is what the inside looks like. Then we cleaned out the fan, the blower, and the tube. The next step is to replace the piping in the back and to install it. And it's a big job. And when I say big job, I mean big. I mean, you have to look at it from the inside to see just how bad it is. So maybe like a direct undershot would probably be good, but just see how much lint is in there. So that's a big job. So I'm gonna let my dad handle it, and we're gonna replace it with this duct heat here. All right, I'll come back later when he's done. Ooh. I bet he has a lot of experience in this too.
Hi, I'm Hizami, and I'm going to be filling in for Aiman today because he's kind of busy right now. So I'm going to be showing you how to fix a broken dryer. First of all, I'd like to apologize for the bad lighting because our laundry room is kind of small and our lights aren't that good. And if your dryer isn't getting hot enough, then there's probably something wrong with the heating element. But before you think about replacing your heating element, you want to check that your blowing unit is working first. So there was actually a time before that we had to replace our fan, and another time that we had to replace the motor. So it might be your blowing unit that's not working and not your heating element, so you don't have to replace it. Now that you've checked to make sure that your blowing unit is working, then the source of your problem is probably the heating element, so you should probably get a new one. And if you get a new one, then it's probably going to cost $150. But if you get one on Amazon or eBay, then it'll cost only $60. However, you might not even need to spend $60. The problem may just be a small part of the heating element, so it could be either the heating element inside that's here, or it could be the two fuses. So the heating element itself costs only $20, while the fuses cost $10 each. A heating element has two fuses. There's the thermal fuse right here and the high limit thermostat right here. And they're both designed to cut off power to the dryer if the dryer overheats. You can find more about these fuses online, but right now I'm going to show you how to test to see if your fuse has been blown. To test your fuse, you're going to need one of these devices called a multimeter. And to use it, you want to set it to the lowest ohm setting, which is 200 ohms. But since we have an audible setting, which makes a sound if we have continuity, we're going to use that one. And just to test it, you put this end on one side of the fuse, and you put this end on the other side of the fuse. And since there's continuity, it makes a sound. But for this fuse, there's no continuity, so this fuse has been broken. If you don't have the audible feature, you don't have to worry because you can still use the 200 ohm feature right here. To use it, you just do the same thing. You touch both ends to either side. And if the number here displayed is not 1, then there's continuity. So here there's continuity, but here there isn't continuity. The display is still 1. So my dad ordered the fuse off of Amazon. It costed about $10. It's right here. Before we actually put this in the device, we're going to test to see if it has continuity. Okay. I'm going to set this to the audible feature. And we'll touch this to either side. And as you can hear, it has continuity. There are several reasons why your fuse might have blown. One of them that we had was that this wheel wasn't turning. And one of the problems you might have is that there's hair in it, and that's why it's not turning. But our problem was that this part here was actually corroded, but my dad cleaned it with steel wool, so now it's clean. And now this spins. And in other cases, it might be that your motor isn't working, so the fan isn't spinning. And in even some rare cases, though it won't happen that often, the actual fan blades itself have to be replaced. I'm not going to show you how to put this back together. There are other videos on YouTube that can show you how to do that. But as a last note, I'd like to tell you if you're buying one of these, you should probably buy more than one because they might not last as long since they're aftermarket. And since they're only $10, it can't hurt to buy 2 or 3.
Whoa, what's this? What, did you fix the dryer?
Yeah, I fixed this whole thing by myself.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. I just came back from helping Amirul hang up his clothes.
Oh
So,
yeah, sure.
So, you did a really good thing here. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know you guys were doing this, to be honest. And this is a really weird position, but it's a small room. But, good on you. You're gonna be in more of my videos from now on.
What? No. I'm Hizami.
I'm Aiman.
Please like, rate, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.
Peace. So we're finally done with everything. We cleaned and replaced the duct system. And we put everything back together except for the top, and that's in order to see if it works. So we plugged it back in, and now let's try and hope it works. So I'm gonna push this button, and it basically ensures that door's closed, but we're gonna simulate that and then start it. And I can already feel some heat coming. And it being 11 p.m., that is definitely good news to me. There are many reasons why the thermal fuse could be blown. Cheap part, element shorted somewhere. But in our case, it was because of a clogged system. The system is designed so that if it overheats, especially due to a clog, then it's going to blow in order to prevent a fire from starting. If you have a blown fuse and you don't fix this problem, then it's just going to keep happening. Alright, so it's almost 12 and my words are starting to make less sense in my head. However, I do hope this video helped. And I already said goodbye, so I'm just gonna sign out. Peace. I need some food.